What's up, guys? It's the Griddy podcast, and today we're here with our secondary free agent predictions. And on the screen, we have William Jackson, Richard Sherman, and Patrick Peterson.
So William Jackson, he's kind of been that primary corner in Cincinnati for so long since he was drafted, and I think a change of scenery will do him well. And that's why I think Denver is kind of perfect for him, where he can be kind of the number one, number two guy with Bryce Callahan, but he will get his money. And then with Richard Sherman, he's just going to reunite with Robert Saleh. I think all indications kind of show that. In an interview with Allen Robinson and someone else where they kind of both said they like the Jets. Yeah, so then Patrick Peterson, definitely Cardinals now. I almost didn't want to send him there, but ultimately with the J.J. Watt signing, it has become a way more attractive destination. So he kind of now should stay there just to see what could happen. Shaq Griffin's going to leave the Seahawks for the Niners, and that's because they don't really respect him. They kind of cut his brother unnecessarily when his brother was playing pretty high quality football, and I would be kind of interested to see both reunite in San Francisco where they fit this scheme. Chidobe Awuzie, another intriguing cornerback from the Cowboys, never really got that good chance to start, but he's going to probably get his chance with the Colts.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think Xavier Rhodes is also a free agent, so the Colts need that, corner.
Xavier Rhodes is, but I think they can re-sign him, but they need to get a young guy. Chidobe Awuzie is a younger guy.
And then, obviously, I don't think, is the Seahawks a good destination for free agents now? Because, you've been hearing rumors of Russell Wilson and all that stuff.
So obviously, I kind of agree, but I said already that the only way the Seahawks would trade Russ is if they get Dak back and an immediate replacement. And the Cowboys are the only one who offered that. So right now, I'm going to be honest, I don't see anything going on with Russell Wilson. I think he stays. But even then, it's not an intriguing place because they just don't have – they have a good coaching staff, but it's not – well, it's a team that's in turmoil because they can make the playoffs, but they just haven't figured out how to get back to the big game or even advancing them.
Yeah, and then as you said, Patrick Peterson, J.J. Watt, that defense is looking pretty good with
pretty scary,
hopefully the emergence of Isaiah Simmons. Yeah,
Isaiah Simmons is actually going to be a pretty big part of this defense if they really want to make it work, because the idea now is you kind of have your guys. You now have a pass rush, which leads to, can the Cardinals now hold up in coverage, and they have pretty good safety, Budda Baker, and they have Patrick Peterson, Byron Murphy. Now the job for Isaiah Simmons is, can you stop George Kittle? And can you stop Tyler Higbee or any of these interior guys, slot receivers? And that's going to be interesting to see. So I think that's going to do it for our cornerbacks, and we're going to move on to our safeties. And for that, we have Anthony Harris, Justin Simmons, and Josh Johnson. And Anthony Harris, he's such an intriguing player because he's kind of at the age now where he's going to get a huge contract, but for his age, it doesn't really make sense. It's kind of like the Kareem Jackson contract a few years ago where he got $13 million as a 30-year-old. So Anthony Harris is going to go to the Washington football team to complete their defense. Justin Simmons, homegrown talent, he's going to stay in Denver. I think all indications kind of show a franchise tag or a long-term extension. Josh Johnson, he's kind of not satisfied with the Rams right now, so he wants a chance to really be the guy and get his money, and the Raiders offer that. And he's kind of like a chippy guy, so fits Gruden's style. Marcus May is going to stay with the Jets because they have the money to afford him, and might as well bring back part of your safety tandem that was so good, but you kind of lost Jamal Adams. Marcus May was kind of the underrated one, and he was actually a really good player for them. So Marcus Williams, similar situation. He's going to get money. He's not going to stay with the Saints. They can't afford him, like Trey Hendrickson. So he's going to end up with the Jags, who have the cap room to afford him.
And then basically something that I kind of want to point out is, or a question is, did the Broncos kind of release Jarrell Casey and try to free up all that cap to kind of get a long-term extension done with Justin Simmons?
So I think it's two things. I think you hit on the fact that Yes, they released cap to sign players, but I think it is in many ways not just to move on from those guys and clear cap, but to kind of show Justin and Shelby Harris that, we're committed to you two being the long-term guys for us. So we're going to give their money, put some of their money into you because we think you are more important than they are. Not saying that you're better, that those two, Jarrell Casey, AJ Bouye, aren't good football players, but, it's a business, and Justin Simmons, Shelby Harris know they want money, and this is Denver saying, we're going to give you your money, and we think that you are our cornerstones of your secondary and front seven position groups.
Yeah, and kind of staying on that point, do you see, obviously Patan said he's going to be very aggressive in getting, competition for Drew Lock, whether that's like Deshaun Watson or, another, I guess, older guy. So do you see like a tag and trade with Justin Simmons to Houston for Deshaun Watson?
No, I don't think Denver's in the Texans in the Deshaun Watson sweepstake anymore. And I'm glad they aren't, because they really shouldn't be. They have no business being in it, because you have such a talented roster on defense, if it's healthy, that there's no use in trading that away for Deshaun Watson when Drew Lock has also shown signs of promise, to be honest, and shown signs that he could be like a game manager and control the field well enough to win you games with a good defense. So similarly, I would also say like Deshaun Watson, like I said the Panthers only because of Christian McCaffrey. The Broncos would have to give Bradley Chubb and possibly, like you said, Justin Simmons, and I just don't see it happening. So I think that's going to do it for our secondary video and wrap up our free agent series. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in free agency, especially with the restricted cap room. And honestly, I don't know how many of these predictions will be right, but I think it's fair to say that, it's so unpredictable that I'm willing to get only like 10% right. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.